Help me.
So we gon' die every day. Swear we gon' die every day. They said Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if he can't. They tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came. We been here, lived here, open borders, got deported, fought for rights. Kidnapped, bitch slapped, blacked out, covered up, washed white. Drugged up, slugged up, beat bread, left for dead, fuck your life. It's all a plan, kill your man, take your land, slave your kids, rape your wife. Why y'all look so mad if all this shit I say is true? Why y'all look so mad if all this shit happened to you? White man quick to tell you, you was a slave, nothing before. But he himself only been free since 1840. On recording, I'm an ancient Egyptian from Atlantis, headed straight for Canada, that's Israel. Nothing fake about me, no capping rapping, y'all just fed the ink and I'm digital. No caveman, I'm original. Kentucky fried, extra crispy, wear a lot of gold, cause my family history. I'm the guy to know, I bring death to history. Swear we gon' die every day. They said Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if he can't. They tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came. Swear we gon' die every day. They said Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if he can't. They tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came. Power, only respect power. Respect power. What's been said can't be said no louder. Stand for something, or you die a coward. They bombed our churches, set our kids on fire. Police keep erasing cause they backed up by the nation. Nation ain't complaining cause the Indians still hanging. Comanche, Sioux, Apache, ain't no history in blackness. No reason for that chatting if you bitch up when it's action. AR on my body, tell the bro to grab the shot and loading up that new edition. Finna hit him with this bobby. I can't shoot the shit, but 30 shouldn't miss. 54 races, 100 for his click. Anytime in prison, they don't want the shit. They don't want the problems. Snitches get the stick. Talking all that hatred, end up running like a bitch. Quick to call the laws, quick to play the vid. Swear we gon' die every day. They said Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if he can't. They tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came. Swear we gon' die every day. They said Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if he can't. They tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came.
Peace, peace, peace. Peace and paradise to all American Aborigines. Supreme Chief Holidays in the motherfucking building. Hey, that was the infamous Trey Ali, Turtle Island. Y'all see it. Y'all see the movement, man. Hey, man, peace to all the great ones tuned in. I want to send a shout out to 2 a.m. Shout out to 2 a.m. in the building, y'all, holding it down, the executive producing. Peace to the guys, man. Peace to everybody tuned in. Hey, man, it's going to be an open panel discussion, man. We're going to be checking out this election tonight, man. We'll see what's going on in America. We're going to be covering the election tonight. We're going to be covering, I don't know if this debate is going to happen between Kiowa and Aboriginal power, but if it is, we're going to be covering that tonight as well. We're going to be talking about a few things, y'all, seeing what's going on in America, y'all, see what's going on in Aboriginal country. Shout out to all the Aborigines tuned in. Shout out to all the great ones. Hold on, let me shout y'all out real fast. We're gonna play another song. We got Anthony Pickens is in the building. Rachel is in the building. Takeoff Tyson, Davina, Miss Gretchen Helm, Truth Over Everything, Kiwanis, Boo Feather, Chickahominy, Eagle Hawk Condor, Crystal, Georgia Peach, Miss Sylvia Williams, Chicago Bully 1993, Peace to the guys, man. He said BDK. Nah, no, we're not gang banging around here, brother. Shout out to everybody, man. Peace to the guys, man. Yeah, man, it's all one nation around here, man. We delegated around here, brother, so we don't do that. Peace to the guys though, man. Um, let's get to this song, y'all. We're gonna play another Trey Ali song. Let me try to get up in here. Um, yeah, it's a lot going on, man. You know, it's the night right now, y'all. It's the night that everybody been going crazy over, man. It's election night. You know, a lot of our people are involved and very invested in this thing, man. So we're gonna see what's going on out here, man. Yeah, let's pull up that status chunk real fast. Let me put the link in the chat, man. Yeah, man, you got a business. Definitely put your link in the chat room, man. We're definitely gonna support all Aborigine businesses. That's what we about, y'all. Creating our own marketplace, creating our own infrastructure. But we definitely need a financial um, uh, foundation. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have one, so we need one, y'all. And that's just what it's about, man. So, uh, Sister Crystal, Sister Chicken Harmony Roots. Uh, Shout out to Miss Mohawk, originaltribalwear.com. You already know we are 2am.com, man. That's work, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Creating our own businesses, creating our own institutions and stuff like that, or whatever, to be able to pass these things down to our children. Shout out to Mike Prentice is in the building. That's right. Miss Seeker, the Solar Sisters in the building. Peace, Empress. Peace to the guys, man. We definitely appreciate y'all. That's what's happening, y'all. So yeah, I definitely don't think Joe Biden's gonna be the president no time soon. So yeah, I think that was just all. This is all for theater, y'all. You know. So it was like when they ran Pharaoh Palin and them against Barry, they had to run somebody that was even weaker of a vice president, right? I don't even know if we can probably have to go find that vice presidential debate between Sarah Palin and Joe Biden. I think that thing probably would have been terrible. You know what I'm saying? Two dummies. Like for real, man. I just can't believe it. But yeah, this is going down. Yeah, Palin was definitely a joke. He was definitely placed just as I don't know, man. They threw that election. They ran. Oh boy, he wasn't even. They even considered what's his name McCain. They considered McCain a war criminal. Yeah, I mean like not even a war criminal, but like a traitor. Like remember he was captured and he was the one that they made read stuff. All that type of stuff. He gave up coordinates. Got McCain got soldiers, actual American soldiers killed and stuff like that. So yeah, so it was just interesting to me how he finessed his way to become any type of politician, to even be running for president, to become a senator of anything. You know what I'm saying? So he married well. Yeah, married into the Hershey family. Is McCain still living? Like that guy John McCain, is he still walking around here? Yeah, El Borey is definitely some bullshit. Miko, what it do? Dion, what up, though? Nova the Star, Venetian, Zachary, what it do? Peace of the guys, man. Lou Era, what is up? Peace, y'all. Oh, let's put this song on real fast. Let's go. Shout out to the infamous Trey Ali. Probably stop through y'all tonight, man, and rap a taste with us, man. Build with the brothers tonight, man. So shout out to Trey Ali. Let's get it.
infamous Trey Ali. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the proudest of the paper. They know what who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the proudest of the paper. They know what who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us. I said gotta never die, never left us. Even though they took you home, he still behind you like a catcher. Life is like a doctor, everybody want their checkup. Money, he been preaching, charge for a confession. See, ain't nobody focused on the bullshit that they told us. Always trying to pin you sick when ain't nobody came before us. We the best part of waking up before the folders. That's why they want your backs against the wall like a poster. Indoctrination being sold as education. Most of history they taught you came from some imagination. Roots was never true, fuck the whole compilation. Fuck Walter Plecker, fuck Alex Haley. America is Egypt, Israel, Queen Khalifa. Babylon used to devil by NY, check my fever. Niggas think I'm lying cause they sleeping. But bitch, I ain't no fool shopping my toes every season. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the proudest of the paper. They know what who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the proudest of the paper. They know what who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us. Guess I gotta start bad rapper, tell these niggas how it happened. Control is the goal, now you spice like William Shatner. Technology's economy has overthrown your balance. Now your headaches come from waves, microcells up in your atmosphere. Fears how they take you, they spank you for being active and questioning all the requisites made to prevent disasters. Clearing out the churches, FEMA talking to the pastor. Got the online tithing and surviving for the masses. They never loved our classics, but bite off our originals. Reclassify your favorite rhymes the way they did the Seminoles. I'm so black, pride that my inside's purple. If the world had never died, they probably never alert you. You need to venture out and stop sticking the circle. Strength and numbers react different to curfews. The moving not perfume, the streets ain't gold. Our summer so cold, we left the fall on froze. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the proudest of the paper. They know what who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the proudest of the paper. They know what who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the proudest of the paper. They know what who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the proudest of the paper. They know who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us.
It's the infamous Trey Ali. Cowboys and Indians coming soon. It's the return of motherfucking Doc Holliday. You heard? Legends never motherfucking die. Let's get it. Hey, that's Trey Ali. We got somebody in the back chat. What we got back here? Deity.
What's poppin'?
Peace. How are you?
I'm good. So I seen you talking about young Pharaoh. You know, I gotta give a shout out to young Pharaoh. Cause young Pharaoh was like, you know, you a gatekeeper. So he recognized that energy early in the queen. You feel me? And the queen. You feel me? You feel me? So shouts out to him in his interview.
Wait a minute. So he who was a gatekeeper?
He called me a gatekeeper.
So he was having some issues with you, so he called you a gatekeeper.
No. A gatekeeper, like, you know, a person who has information and can spread the knowledge. Not an issue.
I thought gatekeepers were a negative situation. Okay, no, that's cool. That's what's up. Okay, so you're here to learn today. That's what's up. Definitely appreciate that. So that's what's up. Hey, are you did you vote? Are you voting?
Who you talking to? Me?
I'm talking to you, yeah.
No, I don't vote.
You don't vote? Okay.
Nah. Are you? Did you vote?
Nah, I'm not voting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit this one out. But yeah, so we had played a little clip on Canon Class of Young Pharaoh earlier. He was saying some stuff, whatever. So I'll take it that you're a Young Pharaoh supporter. That's what's up.
Wait. When you say a young Pharaoh supporter, like when you say a supporter of a person, I want to make sure that I understand accurately before I properly answer the question or respond to the statement. Answer the question, respond to the statement, whatever. So what you mean by supporter?
I mean, a follower of Young Pharaoh. I mean, you came on and spoke on it. So.
Oh no, I don't really follow anybody, but I respect I respect his passion because I got passion, and I respect his passion for his race. You know,
What race is that?
you gotta ask young Pharaoh.
Well, okay, that's what's up. All right, well, we Americans, right? You know, and this is America, and we push
Mhm.
America first. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? And American culture and everything, whatever. So, yeah. So, welcome to America.
All right. So I'm here to learn today. Usually, every time I come around you, I'm for whatever reason, I'm always talking. So I'm here to learn today.
Okay, cool. I don't know if you caught last night's show with the sister Janice.
Mm-mm.
She had put a lot of, yeah, you might want to go back and check that show out. A lot of
Okay.
information in there. We talking about getting empowerment, right? You know,
Mhm.
and I take it that you about black empowerment, red, black, and green, stuff like that, right?
Now, what's the red, black, and green?
Huh?
What's the red, black, and green? What does that
Well,
mean?
no, okay. Well, before I don't want to put anything, just kind of give a show breakdown of, who deity is. Let's get a little interview right now. I don't want to assume who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Um, what do you want to know in particular?
Let's let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
What 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 made you deity? What's the when did you come to the knowledge of self?
I mean, it is. I've always had knowledge of myself,
Hmm.
but it just progressed over time. Because it's just like with anything, situations can exacerbate your knowledge. Circumstances can exacerbate your knowledge. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Growth can exacerbate your knowledge, age, wisdom, all of that. So I grew over time.
Right. So are you still learning? You still growing?
Of course, you don't stop that until you die. And I don't think you
Cool.
even stop that even then.
Right. So you're in your 20s, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So that means you got a lot more learning to do, correct?
Right.
Life more. Okay, I got you. So and I'm glad that you're here to get a little bit more life experience or whatever. The last time I spoke to you, you was kind of wild and you was going in, and
Right.
I told you, I said, yo, you're gonna look back on this one day and be like, that wasn't maybe the best choices, and that's a part of growing and learning. So shout out to you for that. If you could have been over here, you know, coming for my head again, and it's not, we're not for that. I'm not here.
Nah, I don't
I
even
come in
think I was
peace.
doing that last time.
I come in peace. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Omega, Cam Power Houghton, Malcolm Muhammad Moody, Leonard Peel. Say I am you, Spirit of Quetzalcoatl. No, Drew Breeze. Peace, y'all. Peace to the guys, man. Thank you guys for coming. We got deity in the building, y'all. Anybody else on the panel trying to come on? Let me see. So deity.
What's up?
A lot of our people are caping for the Democrats and Joe Biden them.
Oh, they are. I thought a lot of people was caping for Trump.
No, a lot of people are starting to come out and starting to realize a lot of stuff that they've been saying about Trump, for instance, is being false. And
Okay.
they've been deflecting away from Joe Biden for some odd reason or
Hmm.
whatever. Reason why I'm sitting out because like I said, I don't have a dog in that fight. However, when we just talking about if we could influence, what I'm saying, if they said, yo, look, deity, you got the vote tonight at midnight, right? At 11:59, you cast the vote, and it's gonna be Biden or Trump, right?
Hmm.
You the decider. Who you gonna decide? I know you're not voting, but just a hypothetical, situation.
Well, I mean, I
You
don't
had
care.
to.
Okay, so if I had to,
You had to.
okay, so I'm not a political person, so I don't know their political stance. But since I have no choice, right? But to pick, I would say Trump.
Mm. I think
And
that's
you
interesting.
and the only reason I mean I don't know their political stance, but if I had to pick in this situation, because you gave me no out, I would say Trump. And the reason why I would say Trump is because he's straightforward. Like he's a straightforward racist. And I would prefer a person who is honest with how they feel as opposed to a person that's trying to lie to me.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Right. So let me ask you a question though. What other than just Trump being a pale person, right?
Mhm.
What have you heard that made him what you call racist, other than him being pale?
Hmm.
What makes him racist?
He said racial things, like he said things that indicated that he didn't really care for people of other races.
Like what?
I think he said Africa and Haiti were shithole countries. Now, some people might say, well, that has nothing to do with the people per se or their race per se. But white people are very coded with their language. Now, he didn't say that any other of these majority white places were shithole countries. So I would leave it up to me to say that he's a racist by those
Interesting.
statements.
So by him saying that Haiti is a shithole country, right?
Mhm. Which is
Um,
predominantly black. And not only is it predominantly black, they did fight against, you know, these white folks.
right. Now I know it was a little context of what they were saying, and I'm not even defending. I would never speak on Haiti like that, or a country like that or whatever, right? But the way we treat Haiti,
Mhm.
us, our people, we don't invest in Haiti. We don't invest in some of these poor so-called African countries, right? We don't invest in these places. We don't do business back and forth with these people. So apparently, we believe that these are shithole countries too, sis.
Well, when you say we, who are you talking about?
I'm just talking about us in
The
general.
American people, or is there a
Yes,
specific group of people, or who? Like racial
yeah.
group, or what?
We just saying, just the more of the people who push the whole Pan African paradigm or a Black Power paradigm. Why
Well,
wouldn't we be
well, when you
strengthening?
talk,
But
absolutely.
Haiti's right there, though. Haiti's right there. You could touch
Well,
it.
I'm from
Haiti's right there.
Miami, so yeah, I know how close it is.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
but you're talking about investing in Haiti, right? And you're talking
Absolutely.
about a specific group of people who are societally oppressed and at the bottom and don't really have immediate access to the money that got somebody else's face on it, another racial group's people's faces on it. So how can you do much when you don't control the finances? You don't control how everything is regulated. You have no control of that. You can't if these white folks want to keep Haiti down, they're going to keep Haiti down. And you as a so-called black person, unless you go to war about it, then
Right, but
I
they
mean,
don't see value in Haiti, so we don't see value in Haiti.
the hypothetical thought is good, but black people don't see black, so the pan, who are you talking about again? The black African or whatever you call them. They don't see value in themselves a lot of the time. So how can you expect for them to see value in another person, let alone a whole nation of those same people that look just
No,
like them?
but don't you think that the words that we're calling ourselves contribute to us not caring for black, say for instance,
Hmm.
institutions or
To a
black
degree.
countries? Or like we don't want to go to black countries. We don't want to
Right.
invest in black countries, right? You don't see
Hmm.
Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey going right to Haiti, right there. It's right there. It's what, like 80
Oh, I
something
don't
miles
know what
away?
they're doing on their personal time. I mean, they invest in Africa,
Well,
so that's I mean, under your understanding, that would be considered black too, right? Oprah built the school in Africa.
okay. I I don't know how that's benefiting them and us. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how that works. But if you're having a Pan African mindset, to
Hmm.
me, there should be Pan African businesses going, Pan African commerce going, Pan African culture going, and it's not happening. And so if we are viewing Haiti, for instance, as a shithole country because we don't invest in Haitian banks, Haitian farmers, Haitian anything, and because we see
But
it
in
the way
order
the
to
colonizers
invest, you
wanted us
have
to
to
see it.
have an investment system, and we don't
Right,
have an
but
investment
we're
system.
looking at Dominican Republic, which is on the same island, is different from them based off of a different colonizer. You kind of understand
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Because they're darker on this side of the island, and they dealt with the French. They have a different set of value system than the other people on the other side of the island who are colonized by the Spanish. You understand what I'm
Okay.
saying? And so we have been colonized by the British mindset or whatever. So now we start to have these different
They all white, right? Do you agree with
absolutely.
me? Okay. Okay.
Or just I'm not going to say white because I want to what we're going to do. We're attempting to win, right? And what we
Uh-huh.
want to do is disarm them with the weapons that they have been using against
And
us.
that's their
With
words,
the,
right?
absolutely.
According to you. Okay.
Right. And when we just talk about, for instance, whites, saying white supremacy, for instance, right? Are you
Mhm.
opposed to us coming up with a petition to stop using the word white supremacy and just in general and
I'm not
to be
opposed
able
to
to
anything against the system that's oppressing people like me.
okay, that's what's up. So words matter, you agree?
Of course, for sure.
Especially in the mindset of people who have been colonized. So a lot of times we got people, I actually, you say you're American, you're from Miami, right? So that would be your nationality. But because we have been socialized away from our power, which is Miami, we're not building in Miami. We let foreigners come to Miami and
Mhm,
build, and we go work for them in their
mhm.
hotels, in their hospitals, and you see what I'm saying? And that's the problem that we're having because we have been socialized away from our power, which is our economic base, which is our land.
Right.
So the sister last night was talking about land patents and tapping back into the land, and getting, your land and charging these people royalties for being on our land as opposed to us being tenants on our land. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
and so how do
what?
you propose that? Because you gotta have an investment system. You gotta have a system set up for that, right?
Well, most people just don't know that this about filing the right paperwork, you know what I'm saying, and finding certain things. Like say for instance, if you buy your house, right?
Filing paperwork that has their laws on it, right? And then you gotta go to
Absolutely.
their court systems.
Absolutely.
So how you think you gonna beat them with their own stuff?
Mhm. Well, you gotta fight at every angle, right?
Yeah, I guess.
They beat us in the paper, so we
Yeah,
gotta
but you
reverse
can't,
engineer it.
you can't, if I give you a weapon, right? And I
Mhm.
say, yo, let's fight right now. And I'm
Mhm.
giving you a weapon. And you say, well, then, okay, this person is actually helping me out. You don't think I have a defense for what I'm giving you? You think I would be that stupid to give you something to use against me and win? No, so you got to create your own shit. Excuse my language.
Right, but they're beating us with these laws and documents though, paperwork.
That's what I'm
And,
saying. So you said that she said we have to file paperwork, right?
well, what I was gonna say was, right, you know how like you buy a house and
Hmm.
you get a deed and you
Of
pay it
course,
off in
yeah.
say 30 years, right? 15, 30 years, or say you pay it off, right? But guess what? You don't pay taxes, they can come take your house, put you out of it, correct?
Right. You got to pay
Take your
property tax.
land.
Even when you pay off the mortgage, you still got to pay property tax.
So what we're saying is, right, that
Uh-huh.
the indigenous people of this land legally are not supposed to be paying any taxes, and that the foreigners are supposed to be paying taxes to us.
Correct.
Do you see any power in that we could use that in our communities by putting the monies, keeping that monies into the community and the tax brackets and stuff, keeping the tax code money inside our community system? Do you believe the
I,
power in that?
yeah, well, I always tell people this when because it get real with me. I'm not a surface level thinker. So, when you talking about money, right? Are you talking about the money that it has their face on it that they give you when you work? Or is that the type of money, or are you talking about creating your own currency?
Um, yeah, we definitely got to create our own currency, sis.
Well, then,
Um,
yeah, of course. If you can do it like that, then by all means. But my thing is, if these people got you captive, they got you captive for a reason because they want you like this. So, in order to create your own currency, in order to create your own system, in order to create your own investment system and investment strategies, because you have to have a defense investment strategy as well. You got to be
mhm.
ready to, unfortunately, go to work. Because I don't want to say the other W word because but you got to be willing to go to work.
Well,
You got to be willing to go to school for a very long time so that you can see your work pay off.
right, but if you don't have any land
Hmm.
and ownership of land, and we're still being regulated and paying taxes that are
Right.
not benefiting us, they're benefiting people outside of our community. Like we
Absolutely.
pay more into taxes than they do, and I'm
Right.
still figuring how the fuck are we paying more in taxes if we are minorities on this land?
Hmm.
And I just think y'all like once again that's game that they're running on us that we are the majority here on this land.
Yeah. And see, let me tell you this, right?
I believe that.
You're right. Well, I
Yeah, I
ain't
don't
really
have
hate.
no census. I don't have a census report or nothing for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
uh, but
But
yeah, I definitely I believe that.
yeah. So
Um,
check it out, right? So the four main types of well, there's a lot of different types of investments and assets and all that, right? But property is one. And so since you're talking about property, you got to have growth investments around that. You got to have shares, you got to have defensive investments, you got to have cash, and then you have to have a fixed interest. Now, cash could be currency. It doesn't necessarily have to be the white man face, but if you don't have nothing to if you don't have nothing to, how do you say, debate, not debate with, but I guess we could use that word because I can't really, if you ain't got no leverage, you know what I'm saying, something that these people want, then you really don't, you don't have no power unless, like I said, you put in that work. And if you ain't trying to put in that work, I mean, talking is good and having the idea is good, but there's a lot of work that goes behind moving that play. You know what I'm saying? I hear a lot of people talking about boots on the ground, but them boots ain't moving though. So when we gonna get them boots to move? They on the
Well,
ground, put them on your feet, put your feet
I,
in them boots. You hear me?
I've seen boots on the ground, but I'm just like, where you going? Like you
Right,
just going to go somewhere and march and protest and just make a symbolic gesture. I
right.
ain't for none of that.
Me
I'm not
neither.
gonna go knock on these people's doors in the middle of the daytime. We know where you live at. Oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
yo, there needs to be a lever equal response, a balanced response to shit that happens to us from all
I
levels.
totally agree.
You know what I'm saying? From all levels, like the dude that said this is a nigger zone, and then down in that sushi place down in Atlanta, and
Mhm.
they with all this, right? Like there needs to be like equal response to what they're doing, as opposed to crying and then still going into their restaurants, still participating in this thing right here. It's
Because
not enough.
because essentially they're on our earth, they're on our soil. And I mean, when I say ours, I'm talking about the earth, is the so-called. And I hate this. I'm afraid to even say the word black because they're gonna start throwing tomatoes at me. You feel me? Virtual tomatoes, but I ain't out of. So this is the so-called black person's earth. You know what I mean? And they're pretty much in our on our shit. So they should be paying us rent. So their money they should be giving us that. They should be paying us for them setting up shop on our shit.
Hmm.
But we don't see it like that. And that's the reason why we still function within the system like we need it. And you don't, because everything that these people are using, they're taking from your natural earth and your natural resources, everything.
Hmm. That's facts. But
You know?
here's the thing, though, right? What we're saying is that we are the first inhabitants here, and
Yeah.
that if we attach ourselves to that socially, politically, economically, we can start seeing some changes that we want to see. You know what I'm saying? But there's race hustlers pushing the black thing, right? Let me ask you a question, right? How do you feel when you hear white lives matter? How does that make you feel?
I'm gonna say that I'm gonna answer that, but I want to respond to what you said. So you said that it gotta be socially and politically is where y'all gotta have y'all effect, right? It has to really affect that, right?
It has to start there for sure.
But your politics has to affect your opponent in a negative way. If it doesn't affect or control their living circumstances, then you having a political system and a system or that has other nations and nationalities that have their own system to war against your, I mean, it won't do much. You have to be able to, you have to go at your opponent and it has to affect them. But
Okay.
as far as like how I feel about white lives matter, I don't feel anything about it. It's just if white people feel like their lives matter, then I mean they should feel like that. And I mean they're putting in that work to make sure that you know that it matters too.
Right, but if you've seen a sign all over on
I see
basketball
it
court,
everywhere. I see white lives matter everywhere. I see it on these computers. I see it on these phones. I see it on the dollar bills. I see it everywhere.
I knew you was gonna say that. You gotta put on your day live glasses and be like, "Oh shit, it's
Listen,
everywhere."
hey, I look, hey, Chief Holiday, I'm my mind work deep. I'm not surface at all. So if I seem like I rebuttal what you saying, it's not intentional.
No, it's all good. We sparring. It's good. It's
Yeah.
matching rich. It's all good. So here's the thing. Right. So when we're talking
Hmm.
about these words like black, for instance, right? We know that our grandparents would have slapped us for calling them black. We know that that was a derogatory term. So we know that they're using black as well as white. And so when we're talking about taking those weapons away from them, as well as taking them away from us, using them on ourselves, we use the black white thing against ourselves too much, right? If we go into some people and say, look, man, it's Black Lives Matter. The same way that we see white lives matter is the same way other people are seeing Black Lives Matter. Or people saying, hey, we want to have a black town, we want to have black this and black that. When this is America,
Mm-hmm.
right? You know what I'm saying? So when we're saying racism is dead, that's us fighting. That's not us cooning like over here saying, "Oh man, we know this ain't." We know prejudice is happening. We
Right.
understand that, right? But we got to stop allowing them to produce this big ass boogeyman that we can't beat. You can't prove that Donald Trump is racist. You can't prove it. You cannot prove it. You cannot psychoanalyze this man's brain. Okay. What you can do is go off his record and what he has been saying
Unless
for 40
unless
years
you
on TV.
unless you have the ability to psychoanalyze somebody's brain, you can't.
You can't. If a motherfucker, I'm gonna take this dude at his face value. I am not racist. You're not. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, guess what? Well, we have these things going on in these communities. This is going on over here. And for me, the policies and the things that this dude is pushing has helped us already more than 8 years of Barry Obama and every other Democrat that's ever came through the door. Now, he don't have to do it based off of whether or not obviously motherfuckers is gonna like him or not, right? It's based
Mhm.
off of a motherfuckers coming in and saying, "Hey, man, let's make this better. Let's make this right." You understand what I'm saying? But because the media has painted this picture and they want to create this racial strife in America, I think that's a part of their control. Like us being mad, us being like, "Oh, fuck that, rah rah rah,"
Well, it
right? It's
is. It
only
is a
it's
part of the
only fear
control.
mongering. Yeah, it's
Well,
control. Go ahead.
is it fear mongering, or do you think the fear is justified or not? Because I mean, if you see that they're killing a specific group of people, then that means that it's not fear mongering per se. It's something that you should actually fear. Um, but yeah, race is definitely a hustle, but you got to understand it's chess. Like this is a chess game. You feel me? And so if the king and the queen is the upper echelon white folks and the pawns are the bottom feeder white folks, the bottom feeder white folks have to make sure that they protect the high ranking white folks, and in turn the high ranking white people protect the low class white people just by the fact that they have the same genetics or complexion as the high ranking ones. So if they're protected, then by default the bottom ones are protected. So um race is used as a weapon, but it's also put into play. It ain't just a mind thing. It's they're really putting it into play. So when they put it into play, my thing is what counter reaction do your race of people have to
Who?
checkmate?
All race of people?
Yeah, to checkmate their move.
Well, I mean, you can't do anything with prejudice. I mean, but what you can do is socially change the status quo. What's happening right now is that we attach ourselves to the bottom, right? Black is the bottom, right? Black is a part of the caste system, right? And we
Mm-hmm.
push that. We push. I say fertilize everybody else's growth. We fertilize every immigrant that came here's growth. In the last 100 years, the pale Europeans came to this country and took over our financial infrastructure.
Mm-hmm. So how you gonna get it back? That's bottom line. How you gonna take it?
One, we got to know it happened. We know
You,
we act like we don't know it happened. We act like we came on the bottom of boats and being pissed and shit on, and that they just extracted the scientists and everybody else, and then they brought us over here. You know
well,
what I'm
see,
saying?
yeah, but see, this is the thing.
That's
Like,
that's bullshit.
everybody, it is. So everybody got their own interpretation of what happened, right? So sometimes you can't go backwards and then go forward. Sometimes you got to go forward and go backward. So you see whose face is on the money. That means that you're already checkmated. So my thing is, at that point, forget not to say to forget the past, but look how it's affecting you right now. Like their faces on the money. They're letting you know, like they run it, they control that. So how is it that these people can't see that they're checkmated when you talking about all this money and you of another race and you bragging on money with the face of a slave on a person that oppressed you or stole your land, and now you got to use their tools in order for you to survive? That's checkmate in of itself. So I mean, everybody, most of these
Yeah,
so-called black people, they love money, right? They love money, right?
Yeah,
You
I
love,
do.
you love, you love. Yeah. So if you love money, then you already checkmated. So my thing is, how are you going to fight their currency system? How can you break that?
Can I respond to that, Chief? How y'all doing? Peace to the guards and
So
goddess on the panel.
Dominique,
How you
and we
doing?
got
Mr.
Saharla.
Go Hustles.
Peace to the guys.
Well,
Go ahead though.
what we got to realize and start being more clear on is that our traps are with word,
Hmm.
because the word play that we're getting back to now is starting to manifest what we were working on. We got to also remember to practice on taking out the old narratives of those curse of the old people, which the slave talk, the narrative has already been figured out. Not saying nothing about what you're saying, sis. I'm just saying, as far as like, we know that we were the sharecroppers, the owners, we were the slave owners, the servant owners, and all of that. That's been deleted and wiped away a year ago. We already figured that out and mastered that. The second thing is cash and money is two totally different things in law. And so what we got to recollect is that we can't use the word money for cash, because money is tangible, which is gold, silver, ores, diamonds, rubies, things that of the nature of natural. So money is natural.
Well, I do
Cash,
want to say
hold on,
this.
hold on. Let me finish real quick. It's this is law speaking, because it took a
Oh,
lot
okay,
of
go
time to
ahead.
get to this. Now, cash is called fiat in law world. So when you're dealing with the fiat, like, I'm complimenting what you're saying, which is correct. You're dealing with their flag. Their flag has their face on it. They told you as a slave owner, but those were descendants of servants. But because they run the printing of the situations of now, or for the last 80 years, they whitewashed everything again, because old money here in America had our people on it. They reversed that and put their face on it to put their flag, just like they put this commerce flag that they fly now. And that's what we got to realize, that flag, that cash in your pocket is not money. It's cash. It's a flag. That's some of they print. And
Cool.
as you were saying, we got to get into the money. We got, if you got $10,000, go and buy gold with it. You can go and get that gold melted down with coins in your situation. Go and declare you as a nation with gold coin to back you. Then you're a legal nation. It's that simple. It's not really hard. But see, a lot of these conversations, it takes
Mhm.
time to get to them, because the information is so potent that's coming out. You know, I don't agree with debating, but a lot of time is necessary to sharpen swords, because we got a powerful community here with a lot of fucking geniuses, a lot of gods, raising kings to be gods. So we all work together on the information, the wordplay, and we all gotta balance each other where we slack up on wordplay, because it takes all of us to continue doing what we're doing with this game. It's
All right.
all a
So
game with words. Go ahead.
I got a question to ask you, and then I'm a respond to your whatever your response is. So, whose law are you referring to when you say that cash and money is different? Whose law are you referring to? Are you referring? And I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to
No, that's
debate or
that's a
anything like
good
that.
question.
I'm
That's
just
it.
yeah.
And see,
So,
we
whose
got
law
to
are you
remember,
referring
we
to?
got people listening, and it's good. That question is an awesome question. It's an awesome question, because it helps define how I was just explaining. Our money being printed here was before their money being printed on paper. Our money being printed here was gold, coins, bars, things of that nature.
Hmm.
Before we even created the Roman law and then left out of the Incan Empire and went out. See, people got to realize the real Romans is our people. That's us.
No,
Once
that's cool.
again,
That's cool. That's cool. But I'm
so hold
saying,
on,
so
hold
you
on.
say the law, the so whose law in particular is referring to the difference with of cash and money? Is it
It's
the
na-
what so-called? Is it
it's
their
not.
law or
Hold on. No, no. It's natural law, common law to modern law.
okay? So would that type of law be used and be would it be able to be justified in the court system of the
It's
system that?
it's 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 on every planet, which
Well,
every earth,
because
every piece
it,
of land that you use the same law. Every
oh,
piece of
okay.
land
Well,
use that same law. That's
now if
why
we're
they call
talking
it the
about the
Roman.
law,
Hold on.
okay,
That's why they call it the Roman law. See, people think of a Roman Empire, they think of something foreign. That's indigenous. That's our shit.
no, I totally get it. But
Right.
when you're talking about the natural law versus the systematic law is two different things. Because in the systematic
Oh,
law, if you're
totally.
not
That's why I'm explaining to you. See, there is no systematic law. It's a legality system.
that's
Is driven off of rules, all of these words. It's
right.
not
It's still
natural. So it's
no,
artificial.
yeah, totally. But
Right.
it's a system that you have to reside in to, is you're using. So what I'm saying is that cash in that system, cash is known as money. It's just in the physical
No,
form.
no,
Now
no, 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 no.
there's
It's
a
not.
difference
It's
between
not,
law
man.
money. There's a difference between law money and fiat money in the government, but there's not a
Then what
difference
you're
between cash
saying is,
and money.
no. What you're saying is you're
Hmm.
going with the psyop of saying that this paper is money. That's their psyop. It's not true. It's artificial. That's why it's called fiat.
Yeah, but that's some. But
Hold
you're
on, hold on, hold
using it.
on. No, it's the way the whole international law works, man. This is not my opinion. This is what I've studied and I stand on. I live with. I know this is something that needs to be shared.
No, of
Now,
course, I
money and
totally get it.
listen, hold on. Money and cash will always be different because money is natural. Cash is an illusion. It's created.
Absolutely,
So
but what I'm saying.
my question to you, Deity. So
Hmm.
if they put our faces on the dollar, like different
Hmm.
heroes, so who faces would you put on the dollar
Of
on
course.
on the money, and would that change the power structure if they start putting Harriet Tubman and
Well,
Martin Luther King and Noble
that's
Ali?
that's a great point, right? Because, like, for instance, and I'm going to give you an analogy,
I
right?
would love to see that. I would love to see our heroes on the goddamn money.
Yeah, well, that's a great question, rather. I said a great point, but I didn't even make
Right.
the point yet. But that's a great question because okay, like if you have a child, right? If your old lady has a child, that child is birthed even before it has a name. You providing the child with a name just exalts that child to a certain extent, but it doesn't take away the existence of that physical being. So when you put a name to it, you're only putting like a pretty bow on it. You know what I'm saying? It means something to the self-esteem of the person, but it doesn't necessarily affect the person in their physical sense. So the putting our face on the dollar bill would just be us stamping like, motherfucker, this our shit. It wouldn't necessarily make it more or less valuable. That's something that would be between you and the people that conquer that. But so a name or a face on something doesn't really change its value. It's the overall system that you control that changes its value. When you put faces and names to it, like my name is Deity, but I was born out, you know what I'm saying, before my mama named me that. You know what I'm saying? So the name or whatever just exalts the person. It doesn't change the person. It doesn't give that person a status for real.
Right. Did
I
you know
want
that the money we were on the money before here in the South
Oh no,
the
I didn't know
country?
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
it's a book called The Color of Money. I can't think of the author right now. I'll do a
Okay.
build on that. But
If I
yeah,
can, if
so
I can read from the old book real quick, the definitions. This is from 1828, Noah Webster's book. This is fiat, and then they got fiat money, which I was explaining. Fiat is a noun, an order issued by legal authority, decree. Number two, a sanction, authorization. Then it says fiat money. Up under that, it says paper currency made legal tender by law or fiat, although not backed by gold or silver and not necessarily redeemed in coin.
Yeah, that's
So
what I was telling you.
hold on,
But
hold on,
because you
hold
were
on, hold
saying
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
yeah.
I'm just going to money. Money's
Hmm.
in the old book too. This is our people wrote this book. Money, piece of gold, silver, etc., stamped by authority and used as a medium of exchange, coins or coins. Number the B, any paper note authorized to be used backed by gold and silver as bills. Then it got bills. Then it says two, anything used as a medium of exchange. Three, property, wealth. Four, any form of denomination of legal currency, money. Then it says gold, silver, and or. Then it says number five, no, I'm at number six. A money of account. Then it says for one man's money. Then it says for one's choice. So what I was saying is money and fiat was never legally considered the same. Because
No,
this
I
one has
said that. You said cash and money. I was saying fiat currency and legal
no,
money
no,
are different.
cash and money is totally different. Because fiat is cash. Fiat is cash. That's a
No, you were saying that cash and money is different, and I was saying that cash and money are the
listen.
same.
I'm still
But not
agreeing.
to be stuck on that. No, I totally keep
Hey,
going. Go ahead.
and I believe, and that's what I believe. If they
That's
was
what
to
it's
put our
tricky. The
faces
word
on the money,
cash is fiat. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Cash is fiat. Money is land, gold, and silver. It says it right here. It's property,
So, but
gold, silver.
but as far as the money, like when it comes to the money, no, I feel you. But when it comes to the money, right? The money is only a play. It's not a real source of control. It's not a real source of control. And I agree with you on that. It's not real. It's fake. But what I mean when I say it's not a real source of control, because that's something that you put into play once you've already dominated everything else. Like I said, it's nothing more than just the added form of you just being arrogant and saying, okay, I want to create this and this and this and this. It's greed at that point. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily something that is needed if you own your own system. Money could be a rock. If we create our own system and we say that this rock means something, I mean, is you putting value on it and having other people buy into it essentially. But in order to do that, you have to already dominate these people, mind, body.
hey, we got nonetheless is in the building. Peace to the God, man. B Moore is in the house. What's up, brother?
Yo, piece of guns. Yo, I can't, man. My shit all fucked up. So I'm gonna be breaking
You
up. So
sound
I don't
all right
really want
right
to be
now,
long with
man.
it.
Go
Shit.
ahead. Go ahead and get it
Yeah,
in. You sound good right now.
yeah. Peace to everybody on the panel. The sister, young sister on the panel. Zoe, of course. You know what I mean? Chief Holiday, everybody in the chat. Yo, I think we're gonna have to start building on this because I see a lot of people, even some of the people that know about this situation, they kind of frustrated and they don't really want to deal with it because it's not really a difficult situation. But if you don't study it and you don't know, it's going to seem complicated. And it's very simple though when you really understand what fiat and what money is, what currency is, what credits are, and the whole debt system that's ran through the Treasury Department, people. All right, and it's very simple when you really understand it. So when you understand it, you gotta understand that when Joe said it's about natural law, it's about your energy is unlimited. So therefore, you have to put yourself in the God status. That's why we keep telling people we ain't saying God's for no reason. We're telling you this: the more evil this system is, the more you become God. Okay? Because you got to stop it. So if somebody says your minimum wage is only $17 an hour or $15 an hour, they're shortchanging you. And what they're doing with the rest of your energy, they're putting it in the Treasury Department. So why don't they say, what's the maximum wage? What's the maximum wage? They always say, what's the minimum wage? What's the maximum wage? There is no maximum wage. You can charge $10,000 an hour because you're the God. That's your energy. So you can put on the IRS whatever forms you fill out and say, well, okay, you owe me $10,000 an hour. And guess what they got to do? They got to pay you that. But see, people thinking that they're getting paid this little bit of $600 a week and think they doing something. Bro, they took like $9,000 of your energy. And really, that's a little bit of money. So what I'm trying to point out is that it's not about currency. Currency is just like they're saying, it's energy, just like a current through a light socket or current through a river system. They owe us because our ancestors are the ones that built these aqueducts, they built these reservoirs, they built these dams, they built all this shit to sustain a generations. So how much do they owe us? It's unlimited. So they can't even calculate how much money it is. So what you do? You got to start charging these people. That's why I said we got to study bonds and liens. You lien them. If they can't pay you, what happens? The fucking IRS or your credit or somebody that put you into debt will put a lien on your house. They'll put a lien on your car because one way or another they gonna get their money. So that's what we gotta learn how to do. Put a lien on the United States, and then whatever this they have to their corporate system, we start discharging it and set it off. That's why they bankrupt the system. You see what I'm saying? So now we gotta understand the whole game and how fake the whole shit is. You go to work, what they give you? They give you a receipt. for your energy. And they make it in the form of a dollar bill, which is a public charge. It tells you on the money there is a debt. No, because they owe you. That's why they gave you the pieces of paper as a receipt. It's very
It's an
simple.
IOU.
But you look at the
It's a
Constitution, it tells you that you can make your own shit. Yeah, they owe you. And but we're exchanging debts. They flipped it. Instead of using credit, we're using a debt system, a debt-made system, because we're saying that we're a part of the United States government that's in debt. So they're giving you debt notes. That's what it is. But you're not a debtor. You're a creditor. You lent them your energy to sustain their corporation. So they owe you. That's what we're trying to tell people. So when you start filling out the proper IRS forms and making them your accounting, they're your accountants, and you tell them, look, this is how much the United States owes me. Come on, people, wake up and start
declare it.
understanding what we're dealing with right here. All right, it's very simple when you understand it. Peace to the gods, y'all. I'm gonna let you go in, y'all.
Well, I wanted to say something, pertaining to all of that. The reason that I brought up the money and the cash being different, because the money is being the tangible, the cash being the illusion, the fiat. Like if you had got locked up for a murder and you had got a $15 million bond put on your physical, right? They lock you in jail. You locked up. You call somebody, get 15 million. You try to go and bond out with 15 million. You think they finna accept your 15 million in cash? No. The first thing they're gonna ask you, do you have land? They have to have something tangible that's natural in order to even satisfy to create a trust bond with that money that they're gonna take. But they're gonna have that land as the actual natural tangible money that's getting you out of jail. That's all I wanted to say, sis.
Oh, okay, respect.
Right, but look, if your land is unlimited as well. So if your land is already bonded for let's say 5 billion, nobody can tell you how much your land is worth. So all you gotta do is create a bond for 5 billion. If you order 15 million, then all you gotta do is set it off. You
Yep.
set off the
Set
obligation
off.
through the
Yep, set off the
bond.
obligation.
You set it off,
It'll satisfy their
and it
bond that
don't.
they're asking for.
Exactly. You still have you still the top position holder on the debt. So okay, you can't pay a debt with a debt. You feel me? That's like accounting 101. You see what I'm saying? All you can do is set it off and discharge the obligation. So if they say you owe 15 million and they say, well, you got land, and I say, yeah, I got $5 billion bond on it, then all you gotta do is give them the set off from the bond. Now the bond is not worth 2 billion, it's worth 1 point whatever million. Subtract 15 million. It's pieces of
Um,
paper, y'all.
yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
hear
we
you, sis. Go
can.
ahead.
Oh, okay. No, I was just trying to see if my mic was working. My bad. Go ahead.
But these
Yeah,
servers is
yo,
crazy though. They will clip you quick. But that's why I was, we're not coming down hard on you, sis. You know what I'm saying? We here to share information like you. You know what
Oh
I'm
no,
saying?
I wasn't even
That's all.
tripping. I'm
That's all we
listening. I
about.
talk.
And like really, I like to call this cash of today a IOU. It's like an IOU.
Oh, I ain't know that y'all was coming down. Listen, I told Chief Holiday, I'm like, listen, I want to learn today. I don't want to, you know.
Oh, okay, shit. Well, shit. Welcome to the motherfucking ring. We be sharpening swords. We be,
yo, look,
sometimes
it's an
we get
absolute.
loud, then we calm down. We love each other so much. Everybody want each other to be right over here.
Right,
That's
right. So let me ask you a question. Because he was
Yo,
saying something about. Yeah, we hear you. He was saying something about voting. So are you voting?
I've never voted a day in my life. My mama never voted a day in her life, and we was always taught not to vote because we've been American Indian from birth. So
Oh,
we
okay.
never been through that change.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. And what you think about this young Pharaoh debate, or not debate, this interview that he had with Nick Cannon?
You know what? I haven't even caught it yet. I keep hearing. I didn't know if it was gonna happen tonight or was it premiered. You know, I really don't tap with a lot of stuff outside of our people over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like A1, AP. You know what I'm saying? Ab TV, Chief. You know what I'm saying? Our people. I
Yeah, yeah,
stay
yeah.
in
You
this.
got to keep your
Yeah.
energy aligned. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Because it's through the blood. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't doubt, and I'm pretty sure at least 80% of the people in the community right now is somewhere along the line related to me. I know this for a fact, so I don't even be tripping because even when we be yelling at each other and sometimes be throwing bottles at each other, I realize the connection why we stay around each other is because it's in the blood. And
Mm-hmm.
most of us on here is either zero, A, or B. It's just
Mm.
abos. We the abos. And that's why I put in the back chat the other day, the aboriginal is really the description of the genetic a marker in our blood. So you got the A, the B, and the O blood type. So when people say aboriginal, that's another jewel and weapon for these dumb Africans that don't know what aboriginal means. It's the
Mm.
blood type, dummies. Because y'all
Now,
not
now,
blood, y'all not they're not A, B, and O. They J and some weird other letters. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
So educate
yeah.
me because I'm very uneducated when it comes to, all these different labels and titles and who people really may be. So, do you believe that the people who call themselves Israelite and the people who call themselves Africans who were not born in Africa, who don't have an African last name, and the Aboriginal people, the Native American people, the American Indian people, because I know that there's a distinction between Native American and American Indian. Like, do you think all of these people that have the same phenotype or a similar phenotype essentially are the same people, or do you believe that they are different?
There is. I'm finna turn my camera on. Let me see if I look like a mongoloid. Let me make sure. Do I look like a mongoloid? I don't know.
Nah.
Hell no. It ain't no kin to me. I ain't got mongoloids in my family. And when people
Okay.
say that shit, then maybe they do. I don't. I don't got
Right.
none. My mom, the youngest of 13, and none. My dad is the middle of seven, none.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, that's just, I'm not mad at them, but hey, I ain't got none. I ain't got no reservation connections. I don't have none of that.
All right. So the people who consider themselves Israelites and Africans, like I said, who wasn't born in Africa, but they call themselves that based on their findings, not necessarily that wasn't something that they was born into. That was something that they usually found or along the way. But do you consider those people the same people as you and they just don't know it?
Well, we did some location and landmark builds on my man Cherokee King Joshua channel. You know what I'm saying? If you
Mm-hmm.
get a chance to go over there, we did a 1 and a 2 build breaking down the empires, and we were the people that built empires, which means that the Britain, the French, the English, the Indian superior empire, the Olmec, the Mayan, the Inca, those are the 13 tribes. Most people haven't did the actual artifact location to put it all together because it's so fucking, excuse me, it's so spread it out
Mm-hmm.
that to put it back together, it just takes a couple things to do. Like the builds that we did over there was like probably an hour or two long, but it was breaking down the British Empire, broke down the English, and all of them people are our people. The English Empire, the ancient one, the old one, is the East Coast. It's what we call the East Coast, which from like New York down to like top of Georgia, Carolina. That's the English Empire. Above that was the Britain Empire. They call it Nova Scotia. You know what I'm saying? That's the English Empire, I mean the British Empire. Going west of that in Canada, before it was called Canada, was the French Empire. And then below that, which we call today, is the India Superior Empire. And so we still have the canals running from Lake Superior to the ocean. So you can run from Lake Superior all the way to the Atlantic Ocean in ships. So when people start putting the landmarks together, they'll realize the foreigners, the Incas was the original Romans, which is bloodline because they Peruvian, all of that too. A lot of the tribes that we call tribes were actually nations and empires. So when we look at people that call tribe of today, we got to graduate from the tribe talk and be the nations that we have bloodline to. You see what I'm saying?
You done
So
took
that
me down the whole trip. You know what I'm saying? We done seen camels and fly
all
ass.
of that is
We done seen
American.
all of that along the way. So, but to kind of keep it simple, so are you saying that the people who call themselves Israelites and the people who call themselves Africans who were not born in Africa would be your same race of people, or are they not? Are they confused? They just don't know who they are. Like, what is your take on those particular people?
Well, it's right now it's a cult, so I can't say that for that little nation or group of people that's doing that they this or that, because they got a lot of mestizos, they got a lot of this. They believe that the Hispanics are the tribe of Gad, and it's just wrong information totally.
Right.
1,000%. So to speak on with the word, the Hebrew title, which was a defined title calling people from across the water, when they speak of that being them as a people, then hey, I can look at them as foreign because I'm in the original mama right now. When you come
Mhm.
into this place, I'm gonna call you Hebrew because you from across the water. But that don't
Mm.
mean that you're part of the Inca Empire, Mayan Empire, Olmec Empire, English Empire, French Empire, the Britain Empire. It
So
wasn't
you don't
part of
really
that.
know if they the same people. I feel you.
Yeah, because there's a lot of color foreigners that the same color might not be your brother, and that's how
Right.
you got to really know how to, you know, just
So how are you able to tell the difference? Is it a spiritual, like, can you feel a energy? Is it an energy thing, or is it just by what they say?
see spirit. We've been in church since what I'm saying. Chief Billy started this bill because when you start using the word and breath, you're using spirit. There's nothing else outside of the word and breath that connects to spirit. There is no spiritual realm. They paint
Okay.
pictures for you and gave you
My
this
bad.
illusion.
Is it
It's
the
a,
energy?
it's a soul energy. So
Okay.
I'm gonna describe the soul energy to everybody in the chat room and give me a one if y'all can really feel what I'm talking. You go and meet, you go to meet your cousin here around 4 or 5 dudes. You don't know none of them. By the end of the day, the one your cousin told you was grimy, but didn't tell you none of their names to know which one, your soul is gonna know off rip. Soon
Okay,
as you
so
turn around and face them, your aura, your energy, your chin chakra connects outside of your hand span. So when you expand your hand right and left and go to
mhm.
its fingertip to tip, that's your aura, that's your world. So
Oh, okay.
right,
So
and
is the
sometimes you can
soul
walk up to people and you can feel their griminess without even meeting them yet, without even ever seeing them.
absolutely. So the soul and the energy is different from your perspective.
No, the
Oh,
soul
okay.
is that's the God energy in you. You got to
Okay.
turn it on. You got to activate it
Right.
because once you activate it, it's like I tell people an easy way to get to it. I tell people to take a piece of paper and
Mhm.
write down 4 categories. Write down the mind, body, soul, and spirit, and write down to themselves what do they feel as what they would believe or think that means to them, or you know what I'm saying.
Right.
So
I
you
feel
take
you.
the
So you
mind, body. You
yeah.
take the mind, body, soul, and spirit, and write down what you believe those mean in those categories.
Mhm.
Master that.
So you can tell your
Hold on,
people.
hold on, hold on.
Okay.
I'm giving you the God key because it's really
Okay.
they, the God key. You know what I'm saying? The 4 corners. So
Okay.
peace out to the 4 feathers, and arrows. You know what I'm saying? But it's really take these 4 situations and write down the mind, body, soul, and spirit. You write down what you feel that they mean, and then instantly, once you memorize those, you pretty much have mastered self. You start speaking to self as if like they say people that talk to themselves is crazy. No, people that talk to themselves are some of the most successful motherfuckers on the planet. So
Mhm.
what you do is you master their mind, body, soul, and spirit by what you believe they mean to you, and
Mhm.
then you start reflecting it out and practice meditating more. Start
And once
practicing crossing your listen. Practice if it's crossing your arms above your chest or crossing them right above your private part. Cross your wrist. Make sure your wrist crossing your hands are flat, and lay your
mhm.
feet flat, but cross them at where the bottom of your feet at. Find somewhere to relax that's where it's quiet and dark. And cross your feet and cross your hands and lay back and start meditating. And once you start doing that, you'll find yourself being in what you would call an illusion, but you start seeing realms. You can't get scared 30, 20 minutes in. But once you start really practicing this, you'll start being able to get within the God within yourself. You able to astral travel into time. You be able to find ancestors and pull them back with you. See me, I actually still write music. I really ain't no artist or nothing like that. But
Hold on, but what? Back to the question. So basically, what you saying and breaking all that down, once you get in tune with your soul in that way, like you just went
you
in depth,
master self, yeah, you
then
got
you'll be able to peep somebody else. That's what I was saying. Then
yep,
you'll be
yep.
able to peep the energy of the person that's of your same nation and your people, right?
Offer you'll feel it. You'll be walking up to people and almost like you'll be walking up to people almost knowing that they grandparents or somebody is from where your grandparents is from. And then
Cool.
it won't might not connect between you and them, but you'll start speaking to them and you'll be like, yeah, well, my grandparents from over here, Maryland, and I had my grandparent father over here, in, Mississippi and this and that. They'll be like, damn, that's exactly where my grandmother was. And you see how that instantly connect because the tribes is here way deep in the inner lands of America. Now they didn't get out the pale face didn't get really into the inner lands of America until like 1889, 1900. So when they give you this narrative, all of that was already twisted, but the tribes never really went nowhere where it just expanded.
So it's genetically coded and it's also in the land, is what you're saying.
It's in the land.
And it's genetically encoded, right?
Well, what I'm saying is in the land. Do you know, like right now,
I feel you, but what I'm saying is, when I say genetically encoded, what I mean is it's in you physically, right? So when you recognize,
you can actually, yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, see, listen, that part right there, that's awesome. You brought that up. Yo, love you for that. That part right there, it's embedded in your flesh and in your blood type. So what they always tried to find was where was the God energy. They extracting this adrenochrome because they know that Christ secretion that runs up and down your kundalini, your spine, that once you activate that, it's the most powerful drug to these vampiristic Frankensteins. You feel me? So this is where what you just said links to another chapter of why we're being oppressed. Now, if you look up, if everybody get a chance to look up how many kids from the age of 5 to 14 from 2010 to 2017, look how many kids was being kidnapped and just missing. And the ratio of the people that's on them, that over 60% of them will be brown, copper colored people.
Okay.
Over 60% of, you're talking like 400,000 a year. I'm not talking a small number. I'm talking over 250,000 kids a year since 2000, before 2010, just coming up. These things, like, that's what the little Trump people kind of attacking, but people don't know about the Pizzagate that deep from way back then. So this is all because we have the God gene. We just gotta, teach the people that's ready to accept it and turn it on. Not everybody's going to accept the responsibility of being a God in a position of life and time as it is right now, as they would call time. I call it dial.
I'm always feeling godly.
Yeah.
My mama named me deity, so I'm always feeling godly. You know what I'm saying? I'm always moving in that energy. I try to turn it off, but I can't. And it just be like, you know what I mean? I'm on a natural high, so But yeah, I feel you though.
Hey, and I was gonna say, hey, no, you still on here? You might be driving. Just checking with the brothers. Yo, Chief, Billy. Oh damn.
Hey, but I'm gonna have to I'm gonna fall back real quick, but keep, because I want to hear this on the playback. So keep going with your knowledge.
I mean, it's a lot of people on the panel with knowledge. That's why I'm trying to see who else on the panel. What's going on? Damn, that thing is in front. Peace, brother. Peace.
I hear y'all. Yo, peace. Who's that?
I can't see that.
Yeah,
thing is in the front. Hey, is your mic on mute, brother?
Yeah, my mic was on mute.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How you doing, man?
Everything good, live and in full effect down here in Atlanta, Georgia. That's all. Where y'all from?
Oh man, man, my whole mama and all them down there in Atlanta. I'm up here in Michigan right now, though. You know, this is where I'm born and raised, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay, that's what's up. Mayweather country, huh?
Yeah, that's family, man. That's lineage.
Okay, that it is. That's what's up. Yeah, I was wanting to come on the panel. I like what y'all dropping, but one thing, I don't know if y'all, I know y'all touching on the fiat, the Fed, and all that good stuff. So I'm quite sure everybody's familiar with what's going down on January 1st, 2021. Everybody kind of familiar with that in the community.
But we got to get that message tonight, man.
Okay, well, what's going down January 1st, 2021 is basically the issuing of pretty much more than likely the legislation. They say it hasn't been passed, but more than likely it has been passed from behind the scenes. They're going to be issuing, obviously, the digital dollar. You know what I mean? So everybody's going to have their own, how you say it, digital wallet that's going to be issued from the Fed. So basically, they're going to bypass all charter banks. So Bank of America, SunTrust, Wells Fargo, all of those different banks, they're going to bypass them. Everybody's wallet, digital wallet is going to be right with the Federal Reserve. We're all going to have our own Federal Reserve account. And that's how they're
Right.
going to issue out the next stimulus. I don't know how much stimulus is going to be, but that's how they're going to issue it out. That's how they're going to get the people to acquiesce to it, because obviously the people are hurting and been wanting the next stimulus. So they're going to
Right.
get the people to acquiesce to it because, you know, people want the currency. So then people going to go along with this new digital thing, allowing the Fed now to have more control to see what you're doing with your funds. So that's one thing. But isn't it interesting that also the ruble, the Russian ruble, also have the same date, January 1st, 2021. They're going to be issuing that out. It's going to be on their legislation to issue it out to their people on January 1st. And I wouldn't be surprised if Japan also with the yuan. But of course, you know, China with their RMB, they already issued out and gave away 20 million tokens to their citizens in one of their cities in China. I forget the name of the city, but they've been using it the last few weeks, going to stores and stuff like that, buying with the free tokens, buying goods with their phones and stuff like that. So they're already ahead issuing their stuff out. So basically, all of these governments behind the scenes, when they talking, and you catch them on the internet, they basically talking like they're not ready, and it's still, they haven't really made a decision on it. It's still in the early stages. It's not going to replace cash, but basically that's exactly what they're doing. They're still going to have the euro. Jeanette, well, no, not her name, not Jeanette. What's her name? The lady that used to be over the IMF, but now she's over the European Bank, Central Bank, and she's saying basically we're going to give the people a choice. Then basically the digital currency going to work side by side with their current currency and the euro. But of course, we know eventually that's going to be replaced. So basically, they're going to phase out cash within the next, 3 to 4 years, something like that. But basically, the digital currency is coming. Or basically, it's already here.
Right.
And really, one of the main things about me saying this to the family is the greatest opportunity, the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of the world. It was 2008 when that was the greatest transfer of wealth. Now, this is going to make that look like child's play. So basically, everybody, whatever your financial position is, everybody on the sound of my voice or on the replay, whatever your financial situation is, okay, that's cool and that's fine right now. But you can change your financial position from where you at to being independently basically
Balance.
wealthy. Yeah. You can be
Balanced. You
yeah,
say
you can
balance
be
just to make it sound smooth. Balanced.
yes. You can be in real good shape if you
Right.
take advantage of it. It's never going to happen again, obviously in our lifetime or your children's lifetime. And one of the opportunities I want people to start YouTubing and Googling Ripple. That's one asset, Ripple, and their cryptocurrency is XRP. Another one is XLM, Stellar, and their cryptocurrency is called XLM. All right,
Right.
XRP is basically going to be the bridge asset. Their technology is interoperability. So their utility is they're going to be able to bridge all cryptocurrencies in the world. So basically, if you have a Russian ruble and you want to do a business with somebody in America that has the digital dollar, basically the XRP stands in the middle. You send a ruble,
and within 3 seconds, it exchanges the ruble into the digital dollar within 3 seconds. Right now, the problem is in the world, they have an old 40-year-old or longer system called SWIFT that everybody's under, that the Fed, and that's how the Fed also use it for sanctions.
I was gonna
The
say,
Fed
yeah,
use that
that was.
their power to sanction Iran and all these other different countries with because everybody got to use the SWIFT system, and of course
I
the
was gonna
Federal
say the
Reserve is the
Swift
world's
system
reserve
was used
currency.
a while
So
back though.
basically, they're
That
going to do
Swift
away with
system was
SWIFT because
used in
SWIFT
the '70s
still
to hit the
to this
mob.
day the fastest way for me to send $10,000 to Japan or to Singapore stuff like that for me to get on a plane here at Hartsfield
Right,
International Airport in Atlanta and fly
right,
it to
right,
Singapore
right,
or to Japan. But
right.
with the
That's why I was gonna
XRP
say, man.
technology, you'll be able to get the transaction done within 3 seconds, and it does it 100% of the time. Right now, with the old system with Swift that everybody still in the world is using, it fails like I think like 20 to 30% of the time it fails,
Hey,
and it
you
also
know what?
takes again
All you gotta do.
2 to 3 days, and that's too
Hold on one
long.
second. Hold on
And
one
with the
second.
new XRP system and stuff like that, when everything goes digital, it's going to be for everybody, even regular human beings, be able to do business not only nationally but internationally 24 hours a day. Right now, you can't do that because we're not
Hey,
under digital.
hey,
Another
can you
thing
hear
the
me?
sinister playing with this digital technology, as far as dealing with central banks, is with physical fiat currency, you cannot go past zero. Once you get to a penny, you cannot go past zero. Is that correct? You can't go past a penny. That's correct, right? Physically. But
I
with the
don't think.
computer
Can
and
you hear
digital
us?
currency,
Yo,
now what you can do
yo.
is you can go negative. You can go backwards, which will produce negative. You already have what is called, they already been talking about negative interest rates. We're gonna have it's gonna go backwards.
Hey,
So
can you
what
hear us?
happens is the money that
Yo,
they give you, the so-called stimulus money, which is going to be called worldwide, is going to be called universal income. So what happens is when they send you this currency, no matter who you are, where you at in the world, whatever government you're under with the universal income, when they start practicing negative interest rates, especially here in the United States, what's going to happen is all the currency that you have on deposit, you're going to watch your deposit or that currency that's on that account, you're going to watch it dwindle. It's going to start. Basically, they don't want no savers. They want you to spend the currency to keep the economy going. They don't want you to be able to save because they're going to practice negative interest rates. So whatever. So if you have 7,500 in an account, hypothetically, all of a sudden you'll see that 7,500 might be. You'll wake up and it's 7,250. You know what I mean? This 7,200. Every day it's going to dwindle down. It's going to force the people to go and spend it. It's basically damn near as soon as they get it. They do not want you to save. So that's one of the tricks of the trade why they're doing it, and also the hidden tax with the so-called stimulus is inflation. So every time they hand out that stimulus, our national debt went from 24 trillion, and when they did that first stimulus, that $3 trillion, it went to 27 trillion. And everybody can keep up with that with the nationaldebtclock.org. You can keep up with everything that the government has been spending, right? And so basically, with that being said, you also on National Debt Clock, or you can see back in 1913 when the Federal Reserve was born, you can see what the price of silver, physical silver was, and the price of physical gold, where oil was back then, and what the real true value of it with all the currency producing or creating a fiat currency out of thin air. Basically, the true value of gold right now and fiat currency would be $32,000 an ounce. But right now, you can still purchase gold for like $2,000 an ounce. Silver, now also back in 1913, I think it was $28 an ounce for gold. 1913, silver was like $2.65 an ounce, and right now you can buy silver at $26, 24 or $26 an ounce, something like that. But the true value of silver now with all the fiat currency that's in circulation worldwide is over $4,000. So basically, those are two physical assets to protect yourself and your family: is to get physical gold and silver, but also to really set your family apart is to invest in these cryptocurrencies like XLM, XRP, RSR. Obviously, Bitcoin is over $13,000. A lot of people can't afford that, but you can buy increments of Bitcoin if you would like. But now they're predicting that Bitcoin. Obviously, we know Bitcoin went to 20,000 at one time, like in 2017. But now they're predicting that Bitcoin can go from easily to 50 to maybe 100,000, and maybe even 7 or 8 years from now, Bitcoin can be crazy and make it to $1 million per coin. All of this is on the table. But all this is speculative. It's speculative, so you just got to basically do your research. on these cryptocurrencies. Everything is going digital. So and basically only maybe as far as the world population that's into crypto, I would say probably it's no more than maybe 10% of the people in the world own crypto. So basically,
Oh,
damn near nobody's in it. Damn near
okay.
nobody's in it. So you can imagine if you get in early and when the rush, when everybody realizes what's going on, how we're being robbed with inflation, the hidden tax, and people are going to look for a safe haven to put their hard-earned money or currency, if you will, their sweat equity. They're going to be running to cryptos. They've already been running to silver and gold here in the last 8 years or so, like that, if people been paying attention. But a lot of people still ain't up on game, even on that level. And they damn sure ain't up on game with cryptocurrencies and the opportunity to be financially independent. When they start talking about the COVID and you got to take the goddamn so-called vaccine and stuff like that, you can be sit back and be like, I ain't got to do a goddamn thing. I ain't got to go on a job no more and do none of that bullshit. Because I'm independently, I'm secure financially. So that's why I want to send this out to the family so they can Google and also YouTube. The people that's teaching on these cryptocurrencies, how to get involved. You can look up, go to like Coinbase and also Coinbase Pro. That's one. Those two different entities like Coinbase Pro. You can go buy your cryptos on there. But basically, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just saying people need to do their research. And I'm talking about XRP right now is 25 cents a coin. XLM is 7 cents a coin. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. You know what I mean? It's at the ground floor, like getting on the ground floor of Amazon, getting on the ground floor of Netflix, Bitcoin, and all this stuff. I missed the Google ground floor. I missed all that. I'm not gonna goddamn miss this. I'm talking about I went in hard on several of these cryptocurrencies. I'm sitting real pretty, and also I went hard in on physical precious metal also. So you know what I mean? Just to send this out to the family, you know what I mean? People need to get up on their game. I know we talking the indigenous talk because that's real. We need to change our status and get up on that. And the people that has that information on how we should do it and how to proceed to get under our natural status, stuff like that, people should put that information out for the family so we can be a large, strong nation with the right paperwork so we can challenge. But if everybody fragmented, nobody knows how the basic way to go about doing these things, we're gonna remain weak. We need to share this information and not say, okay, I know knowledge and it costs to learn stuff. I don't mind paying and stuff like that, but I'm just saying this information has to be readily available to the people, not just based on if they're able to pay a certain amount of money and stuff like that. That's what we got to be. We got to think bigger than that because a bigger fish to fry. But definitely family. That's why I wanted to get on here, let everybody know, hey, it's a major opportunity. Basically, they already mentioned on the internet that the millennials are going to inherit $68 trillion here in the next 10, 15, 20 years. So it's basically the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of the world that's going down. And that's what COVID-19 was all about. It wasn't about no damn virus. It was about their building or replacing the old financial world system, and they're replacing it with a new digital system. Okay, it's called the global financial reset. And I've been knowing about it for at least eight years now. And I was telling my people at my job, I've been telling them for years about the global financial reset. But of course, a lot of our people don't listen. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's the greatest transfer of wealth. So that's what we need to be up on. You know what I'm saying, family? That's what we need to be up on. See, that's all I wanted to chime in. Anybody want to speak on that a little bit? Everybody still here?
Yeah, I'm here. You can hear me?
I
Can
can't
you
hear
hear
y'all.
me?
Yeah, I hear y'all. I'm gonna speak on in a minute. I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm gonna come back. There's some good information, bro. Appreciate it.
Hello?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I'm trying to hear y'all through this ear thing, and it's kind of low.
Yo, man, I got booted out. My mic got muted. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, man. It's crazy, man. I told you this stuff be freezing up when you say certain stuff. Like it got refined words that you got to stay away from sometimes because it'll distort the whole frequency. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm.
crazy. Yeah, it locked me out. It kept saying my mic was disconnected and all that. But yeah, no, my man was talking about that Swift system, man. That Swift system, man, was around. Also, the feds used that to take down them goddamn Italian mob niggas too. And a lot of people don't know Western Union and all that shit been around for years, man. Who else we got on here? Let me see.
Mic check, fam. Mic check. Dime in the house. Dime in the house.
On
Mic check.
YouTube.
Okay, what's going on with you,
Me,
brother?
come on.
All right, all right. Just soaking up some of this knowledge.
Oh man,
Soaking
we
up
just
some of this
trying.
knowledge.
Like
Um,
it's like when Big Mama cooked that Sunday dinner. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully everybody have something, to bring, and there's so much food there. It's just you don't even know what you're gonna eat.
oh
Everybody
yeah,
brings.
always like a buffet.
It's a big buffet, yeah, super buffet with the law with the 12 and 15 tables connected.
Right, that part. Have a
Yeah,
feast around here.
right, right.
I
You
guess
sick?
I don't know where I actually want to start like that, but I guess I'll start on the first topic at hand. Uh, I had wrote something in the chat, and for the movement, and also for the indigenous, Aboriginal, Native. Hell, we could throw in Moors, Muslims, Hebrews, all down the line. A nation that's divided is a nation that's conquered.
Yep,
What do I mean by this?
that's facts.
If you bigger and arguing over information, if we debating over information, that's part of the game plan too. That's more of a weapon than the actual physical weapon that they used against us as a people in the first place. My second point, my second point is military uh, are being strategic in your approach or in our approach. Um, we trying to get dividends or returns based off of a system that's already being monitored to go elsewhere in a totally different direction. We're trying to get deeds done and prove our case in a courtroom where the people who actually came over and oppressed us and took it from us and our ancestors, right, they've
But you're not
already
talking about
sold it.
you can't say that, and you're talking about a one race situation. It was more than seven races that came over here and fucked America up, bro.
Right,
And it was
but they
and the
sold it.
paleface was the paleface was the last one and the weakest one that came.
Right, but what I'm presenting is that they sold it to a partner, right? So watch this: stolen property, right. If you were found guilty for receiving stolen property, whether you paid for it or not, right,
Yeah,
yes,
you're
you're
protected.
going to be prosecuted under receiving stolen property, but you're not entitled to give the property back.
No, you won't be locked up for receiving the property. The case would be that you were caught with in possession of the stolen property.
Right. So
Right.
guess where the battle is? The battle is not against, i.e.,
Who
in my personal opinion, the battle is not with the establishment at hand right now. The battle is with whom did they sell, like the Americas right now, right? The North Americas, right? Right? Over 55% of the land is owned by China. Why? Because China bought the deficit. They purchased the I forget the name of it off top. The bonds. That there he is. They purchased the bonds
But do you
from
realize that's also that's also tyranny? And it's also a breach of contract. There's also a lot of other things involved with that illusion of which I know what you're saying, and what you're saying it pretends to exist today, but we're in reality in documents that still stand that we really could focus on is that there's no land that can be sold even to foreigners ever owning land. They can never ever supersede to own or possess land in the ownership or that level legally, lawfully. But they
Right.
pretend to
Lawful.
with this new, yeah, this new legality system. They pretend to, but they
And
can
with a
never in law.
and with the military might, right?
Well, the military situation is it was created before they even came here. That's why they got beat the fuck up always trying to come here. But being like you said, the divided nation, all of the empire nations, the Empire State Building, right? The empire
Right.
nations was all the invasion or the conquest, the conquistadors and all of them, the Spanish and the Moors, all of them came in. That happened because a lot of the war tribes and nations were off doing and holding down other land.
Correct.
If you look up all the empires that was here and look at the tangible land deeds and track and information that's up under the commonwealths of our empires that our ancestors built,
Hmm.
then you're talking about not just land in America,
Right. You're talking worldwide, globally. Right.
global.
Exactly.
Global. We created this law owning land deed. We created all that system shit. So when we realized that you cool, you real good about making it seem, that we don't want to argue about what it's all about. The argument is the identity theft. That's the first problem that we got to get our people to realize that your biggest hack and your biggest oppression is your identity theft.
Right. Right. And I have no quarrels with that.
Right,
But what I'm saying is know thyself, right? And also know thy enemy. Now,
right,
if we can also agree that we were attacked by an enemy, whether it
yeah,
was a unilateral, right, right.
right,
If the enemy had more than one faith, right, right.
right,
What? Watch this. Watch this. When we break it down, right, right. It's multiple continents, right, that seen our system, how our system went, right, how it was rocking, right. They liked it, right. They got together, they infiltrated, right, through military might, through economic might, through laws, through uh, whatever means that you want to put on the end of that, right, right. They infiltrated, right. So now the main continents that we're dealing with, right, right. We're talking Europe, right? We're talking Russia, right? And we're talking Asia, right? Right? The continent, not China or not Germany or France or Italy or and I'm not talking Russia that we know today. I'm talking about the old Russia. I'm talking USSR Russia, right? Right? The Wall of Berlin, Russia, right?
but you gotta look at, okay, you gotta look at what was the wall of Berlin made out of.
What was it made
Con-
out of?
yeah, it was made out of concrete
That
and
I don't
rods
know.
and shit, right? Oh no,
Right.
it actually was made out of concrete and rods, like metal rods and concrete, like we do today, right?
Correct. Correct.
Look at the architecture in Russia. You'll find it all
Okay.
across America.
You're talking about Moscow and
Yep. Not
oh,
in the certain areas of Russia, you'll find our markings all across Russia because the word
okay.
Russia is Russia. It's the Ross clan that went over there with the Incas and all of them, and they also built. So that's why I
Gotcha.
said that because it makes sense to look at the archaeology, as people would say. Let's look at the traditional culture of what materials used to build and what architects or architecture is used. And
Right.
that defines everything coming back here. But you can keep going. And I was just wanting to put that in there while you was going. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
no worries. No worries. All respect. But I guess the forefront, I'm talking about making the play, making the move right now, making the big
Right.
play right now, right? Right? All of that is fine and good, right? But we have been conquered right, we don't have our own dollars, right? We don't have our own gold. We don't have our own system
Right.
as far as barter trade, as far as businesses, as far as even deeds to land, right? Right. We still have to prove all of those things, right? Right. But now watch the Lord you have to go to prove these things, right? Right. And we're
Why would you?
asking him,
Let me ask you a question. Why would you
okay,
use the word prove? Who do you have to ask for somebody permission to do that?
prove because you have to have a court, right? Right. Right.
No,
And
no, no. I'm
like,
saying, Sam, listen, listen, listen. You
okay,
said you have to prove. No, it's called declaring. So
right. But
proving.
but
Hold on,
declare, okay,
hold
go
on.
ahead.
Let me finish. Proving and declaring is totally different.
Right.
See, proving
But
is off of assumption and opinion. Now,
right.
when you're
No,
declaring,
no, no, no.
hold
That
on,
that
hold on,
that
hold
falls
on,
back
man.
a
Let
little
me finish,
different though. That falls
bro.
back a little different.
Okay,
It's
express yourself. Express yourself.
it's not what you know, is what you can prove, right? So when you make this
Not that doesn't
declarance,
listen. What you just said don't stand in Supreme Court, bro. See, that's what I'm
what
saying.
what
We got
what you mean?
our biggest problem is we can't keep just using words because words will incriminate your ass, man. I mean, excuse my language. Words will incriminate you quick because,
But at a
like,
Supreme Court, you're not even allowed to speak. At
bro,
a
that's
Supreme
because
Court,
hold on. You
you're
are
not
not
even
allowed to speak. You, me, I will speak in any court, bro. Actually, I'm invited as a guest. So now back to what I was
in
saying.
okay
Back to what I was
in
saying.
law. You're not allowed to speak at the
In law,
Supreme
I'm
Court.
talking supreme natural law, bro. Listen, in law, opinion, assumption, none of that stands in court.
Okay, so you declare what you know, right? You sign a petition, right? And if you declare, right, right, there is a response to that declarance, right? Or no? Hello,
No,
Mike check. There
where
is a
would you? Where
response to
would?
that declarance.
Okay, so go ahead, keep going, because like when you speak and keep saying right, I hear you. I'm trying to follow where you're going.
Because when you declare, like say for instance, us right now, right? We go to the world courts and we declare this to be our land. We are the sovereign land. We are the Aborigines. We are the original owners of this land. We're the original owners of this world, right? Right. So in layman's terms, pretty much what we're saying is that now we declare war because they're not going to give it back.
No, 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 bro. See, if you write a declaring uh proposition declaring war, then you will go to war. Declaring is not something that people go off of feelings and emotions. It's something that moves forward that you declare,
Right. It's
which
an
means that you
agreement. It's an agreement.
no, that's a contract. With when you declare something, you make it known. You go public with it. You put it out and you advertise it. You're putting it out in front of everything that exists face.
Okay.
So
I
you
understand that.
know you just gotta look past the proving. See, when you proving, you actually looking for permission, dealing with law. When you're trying to prove something in law, like if you're on a case, then you're looking for evidence, right? So proving evidence, a declaration itself, and doing your corrective of ownership of you as a vessel and pulling yourself out of the system will chop all of that off.
Okay.
Most people haven't
So
done
Hey,
that.
bro, can
Most
you
people
hear
haven't when they claim
me?
to.
yeah, loud and clear.
Yo, yo, yo.
Go ahead.
Let me. I'm gonna explain something real quick. When you declare something as a natural person to the land, the only rebuttal is of another natural being. Is the only ones that can declare or can make a rebuttal. No nation, because they fit, bro. Nothing artificial can challenge anything natural.
Wait,
It has to be
you breaking up a little
natural
bit,
against
brother.
natural.
You break. your horn is breaking up a little bit.
Yeah. That's why I was quiet a little bit. What I'm saying is, can you hear me now a little bit?
Yeah, come again.
What I'm saying is, when you're natural, look, when you say you're natural, the only rebuttal is from another natural entity. You can't be anything hide behind any corporate big fictional entities. When we say we
Hey,
Right.
natural,
no.
none of them is going to understand. So it can't be refused. Can't be rebutted. A corporation can't challenge the natural people. They know this. So when you talk about Article 3, you say we can't talk in Supreme Court. That's false. We
That's
the
false,
only ones
bro.
that can really talk in Article 3 courts.
Yep.
Because we the only one that has equitable title to the land, bro.
See,
We
it's
can't
a
talk. We
difference
can't talk
also.
in Article 1 court for real.
Also, it's a difference in basically breaking it down to what I'm saying is artificial and natural is totally different.
Okay.
Artificial can't battle a natural. You see what I'm
Correct.
saying? So then when you go to natural, you're going to a national. You know, basically of a you ain't got to be a national connected to no state. You ain't got to be a national connected to no country. But claiming your indigenous autonomous creation. You know what I'm saying? You're a natural, right? Now, Pete, because you're in a free standing as a national, when foreigners that's not indigenous to this land, they get naturalized. Have you heard that before? Well,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, okay. Yeah, no, what I was breaking down was the difference between national and naturalized. See,
Right.
foreigners coming to this country planning on immigrating with an E on it, they try to get naturalized, which means that they
Correct.
can try to stay here and try to claim American. All of
Under
these
that
foreign
guise.
people, all
Correct.
of that,
Right.
so being in the national standing, if our people get in that private position, they're natural. We're the guards. So we become guard in their system, governing our own affairs. But you can't do that as an artificial.
Right.
That's what it's
Correct.
breaking down.
Okay. So let me just get straight to the meat and potatoes then. Do we really like are we really taking it to the bank that the Euro Asian continent is going to relinquish their powers back to the original people just because we declare our originality?
Well, that has a lot to do with what Trump did in January the 4th of 2019.
Okay.
He did an HR bill, I think it's 142. You need to look
Wait a minute,
into
I'm
that.
getting some static. Hold on. That me?
That's YouTube. Fuck you, YouTube. Oh, that's none. None. Yo, none.
Yeah, my bad. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you had your mic on. It was loud.
Damn, my bad.
But yeah, so
All right, proceed.
basically, yeah, he did a bill in January 4th of 2019 called the
Okay.
HR. And
Hmm.
that basically severed all of those birth certificate ties and all of that, what people would consider those accounts and all of that. That severed that shit.
You
So
speaking of the
since
HR 121?
no, no, it's the 142 or something like that. I think I think it is
Okay.
one. And he did it in
142. Okay.
January the 4th of 2019. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Those type of situations are covered up and hidden so fast. But those situations are 1,000% powerful and potent to help our people to be in position and get their self together. See, this is since we in this business world, we got to become business world. See what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
We can't relive the ancient. We got to conquer back with the ancient design for us to be in position for this time. So if it was
Okay.
written for all of this to happen, then if we're in the time of all of this to happen, we got to be prepared and in position for it all to happen and go forward for our ancients to be satisfied. Because our ancestors, I'm pretty sure, is dependent on us on this shit.
So with the okay, so we know the Federal Reserve note is out of business, right? We
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that it's transitioning over to digital currency, right? Right.
Well, no,
Okay.
no, no. See, hold on. Federal Reserve never printed the money for a long time, bro, and that's what people get missing half. It's private companies that print money, and one of the main private companies printed like over 12 countries' money to this day. They still print American money. It's not the
Okay.
federal. See, that's the illusion that they paint for us and give us this distraction. They think, oh man, all of this stuff is just a good TV show. We got to
Okay.
erase the Reagan epidemic, the Clinton, Bush, all of this, all of them action movies and stuff, man, with these fake wars and stuff they went over there pretending to have and all that, man. We got to
Okay.
erase that. Take it out of our whole mind state because without having our mind state clear enough to get the new information, it's going to stay cluttered. We got to let go of that. So that illusion is done away with. Now we got to move forward to becoming private, autonomous people to America. Claiming to be American, you're like superseding all their paperwork. You can prove it. They can't.
Right. That goes back into you can't be a U.S. citizen and working at the same time. Right. I got that.
Right, right, right.
Hey,
But
gentlemen.
but oh, go ahead.
Chief Bad, what's up, Billy?
Hey, peace, real fast. Hey, y'all, we gonna shut it down. We're gonna go over
Yeah,
here
let's
and
go, man. We gotta go and get this motherfucking shit done over here with brother, man.
Right.
yeah, we're gonna go check. We're gonna go check out Cowell versus Aboriginal Power, y'all, and then we'll come back on the other side, election results, as well as our reaction to this debate right now. So peace to
Hey,
the
man, this
guys,
is
man.
the hey, man.
Uh,
All
We'll
right,
meet
yo.
y'all
Peace
over
to the
there.
God. Peace
We'll
to the
meet y'all
gods,
over there
yo.
in the arena. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the gods. Peace to the goddess. You know, the war shall begin between two brothers sharpening swords. Let's do it.
huh. That's what's up. Hey, yeah. So shout out to everybody, man. Came through, man. We definitely appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all later, man. Like I said, we're gonna come back on the other side of this, man. The election's looking pretty tight right now, y'all. So let's go check out this debate and see y'all on the other end of
Peace.
this thing, man. Peace and love, everybody. We definitely appreciate y'all coming through. See y'all in a minute. We out.